Welcome, traveler. Tonight, we step onto the creaking wooden deck of a great ship, sailing slowly across a moonlit sea. The year is somewhere in the late 15th century, the age of daring voyages, restless seas, and explorers chasing lands they could only imagine on parchment maps. But tonight, you do not need to worry about storms or pirates or the dangers of the unknown. You are here simply to drift gently into the world of the past, while the rocking of the waves and the hush of whispered history guide you to sleep. Before we begin, take a deep breath, settle under your blanket, and let your mind sail with me. And if you enjoy these calming journeys into history, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel so you never miss another sleepy story. Now, let's set sail. Life at sea. The setting. The ship rocks slowly, groaning as the sea brushes against its sides. The deck is lit by the dim glow of lanterns, swaying with the motion. Below you, dozens of men rest in hammocks, suspended like cocoons, swaying with the tide. Some are already asleep, while others whisper softly, sharing tales of distant lands, the taste of fresh fruit they haven't seen in months, or of the families waiting for them across the ocean. The salty air clings to your skin. Every surface smells faintly of tar, rope, and wood. The sails above flap gently as the wind pushes the ship further into the unknown. The age of exploration was not a time of comfort. Ships were crowded, food was scarce, and the ocean could be merciless. But at night, when the crew lay quiet and the world was reduced to the sound of waves, there was also a strange peace. The crew's night routine. Imagine the sailors preparing for the night. The evening meal, perhaps salted fish, hard biscuits, and watered-down beer, has been eaten quickly. There are no feasts here, only survival rations. The hammocks are strung close together, rows upon rows, like a hanging forest of cloth. Each man finds his place, curling into sleep while still wearing the same clothes from the day. Some mutter prayers before resting, asking for calm seas, for fair winds, and for the safety of loved ones back home. The officers, slightly more privileged, sleep in tiny wooden cabins with just enough space for a narrow bed and a chest for belongings. Even here, luxury is little more than a thin blanket and the faint hope of privacy. On deck, a few sailors remain awake for the night watch. Their task is to scan the endless black horizon, listening for changes in the wind, watching the stars, and making sure no ship or storm approaches unnoticed. Above them, the constellations shimmer, brighter than any modern night sky, untouched by city lights. Sailors used the stars as their guide. The North Star, the Southern Cross, the constellations that whispered direction when maps could not, whispered gossip on board. Even on a ship where life was harsh, men whispered and gossiped, much like they would in any small village. Rumors passed from hammock to hammock, stories of ports they might reach, of treasures waiting in foreign lands, or of captains who hoarded too much wine for themselves. Superstitions were powerful here. Some sailors whispered of sea monsters lurking in the depths. Others claimed that whistling at night could summon storms, and that women aboard ships were bad luck. Songs were often hummed in the dark, low, steady tunes meant to soothe nerves and keep fear at bay. These were not the grand sea shanties sung in daylight, but softer, almost lullaby-like murmurs. The sounds of the ship. Close your eyes for a moment and listen. The groaning of wood, the flap of sails, the hiss of waves against the hull, the call of a distant seabird. Every sound on a ship was magnified at night. A cough from below deck, the creak of a rope being tightened, or the boots of an officer crossing the boards above. Sometimes, sailors would dream of home, the quiet sound of wind through fields, or the laughter of family at a warm hearth. Waking up on a cold, damp deck reminded them how far from home they really were. Midnight on the ocean. Now, imagine yourself standing quietly at the edge of the ship, looking out at the vast ocean. The horizon is endless, black and silver under the moonlight. You feel the spray of salt on your lips and the cool wind brushing across your face. This was the world explorers braved. The fear of getting lost, the sickness that spread quickly in cramped quarters, the hunger, the thirst, all of it pressed heavily during the day. But at night, when the sea was calm, there was a strange beauty to it all. The ship became like a floating cradle, carrying men between worlds, between the known and the unknown. The explorers who sailed in this age, whether chasing spices, gold, or glory, shared these same quiet nights. And though centuries have passed, the sounds, the smells, and the feel of the ocean at night have changed very little. Closing and sleep. And now, as the lanterns burn lower and the last whispers fade into silence, imagine yourself resting in one of those swaying hammocks. The sea rocks you gently, the stars shine brightly overhead, and your eyelids grow heavier with each passing wave. This is the rhythm of history at sea, the quiet heartbeat of the age of exploration. Thank you for sailing with me tonight. If you enjoyed this journey, please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more calming stories from history. Now, let the ocean carry you into sleep, and may your dreams be calm, steady, and full of peace. Soft fade to waves and distant creaking of a ship.